Right, so that really is teamwork, but what is a good editor without a good story coming from the author? Well, we are now joined by Ria, someone who's published her first book. She's just going to turn 18 this year, but you're already out with your first book. You clearly love writing. How did this passion develop?
So I think I always believe that you need to be a good reader before you're a good writer and a passionate writer. And I think I've been reading since I was about 3, and I think the credit for that will go to my mom, because she used to get me these bag loads of books from the library every week, and she really got me hooked onto reading. I mean, she's a passionate reader herself, and I think it just kind of inherited that from her.
Right.
And then
the environment at home was such that you was always
right.
familiar with books.
So the environment at home, school, they encouraged me to write when they realized that I'm passionate about reading and writing. So I started writing, you know, the general poems, essays in school, published I think I published my first poems with Children's World magazine, and my first short story was published with Scholastic when I was
and you've
11.
also sort of, talking about Scholastic, you've also won the award thrice now.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, I have.
So how do you work, Ria? Do you like, you know, that there are, I guess everyone works differently. There's no one size fits all, but there are lots of top writers in the world who say that they need solitude to think, they need to lock themselves up and sort of be far from the madding crowd. How does it work for you?
No, I don't think that's really ever been a problem with me. I've always worked with buzz around. In fact, I think and I might talk about this, but basically I did my book in stages, and when I was working on the second draft, I remember I just wrote like one chapter in a free English period at school or something. Once I was done with my English work, I just told my teacher that...
Slow and steady at your own pace, basically.
That is the case, so I don't want it to be the case. I think I need to be slightly faster, but yeah, I mean, I've never found
you're doing
it
fine at your own pace, so many would say that you're doing just right. But you know, you also play the guitar. You're a trained Hindustani classical singer.
Yes.
You write. I would imagine there are, of course, all sorts of academic pressures as well. How do you sort of manage to put it all together?
So I don't sometimes. I kind of tear my hair out and I get very stressed out. And in fact, when I was younger, I used to do even more. I was doing Kathak for a while, and I had also joined tennis classes. But I think as I grew older, and especially in 11th, there's a huge jump from grade 10 to grade 11. So that's when I sort of started prioritizing my activities, and I suddenly didn't do so much. So essentially the guitar and Hindustani music continues, and but I've left a lot of the other things. And the second thing is, I think a lot of these are more like a stress buster, you know. So once I'm like sick of doing maths.
Do they work for you? Do they work?
I think they do. I think writing is just writing as well as music. They're both just so cathartic and relaxing, because, you know, I've frustrated myself doing math sums, and then I just go and I
need a break
write.
And sort of just need to unwind, and that's how you do it. But when it comes to writing, who are your biggest influences?
In terms of authors, or in terms of
authors?
In terms of authors. Well, so I can talk about my favorite authors. So one favorite author of mine is Amitav Ghosh. I don't know how much of his influence comes through in my writing, but I like to believe that he has a pensive style of writing, and I try to be a little more analytical while I'm writing and try to introspect on the things that I'm writing about. And then I think there's a whole generation of fantasy authors that I've grown up reading, and that's why
fantasy seems to be your, at least that seems to be the area that you've gone into in your first book, because this is a medieval myth in a modern setting, the book that you're now out with, published by Scholastic.
That's right. Though I've been thinking for a long time that when I start writing a second novel, and I do plan to be writing one, I think I want to move a little away from fantasy, but this is definitely something that I've always been passionate about.
Tolkien, is he a hero? Or
no,
Rowling?
Not Rowling is a hero. Yeah? Rowling is a hero.
Because you are firmly the Harry Potter generation also in many ways, right?
I think the Harry Potter book generation and then the Harry Potter movie generation. My friends and
I have a preference?
Definitely the books. Though I have to admit, I cried when the last movie came out, and two of my friends and I sat in the movie theater and bawled after we realized that we're never going to see Harry Potter.
Things are never going to change, yes. So what do you want to do next with yourself? You're passing out school. I told you you're very keen on studying abroad.
Yes.
Why is that?
So I think I'm slightly disillusioned with what's happening in Delhi University at the moment.
The cut-offs, you mean?
Well, yes, the cutoffs, and more recently the 4-year undergraduate program. And I feel that if I want to get into a 4-year undergraduate program, and I do like the liberal arts approach of universities abroad, but I think over here what they're doing with the first year is basically the foundation courses are not really adding any value to my education.
So you believe you're better off just going abroad, and are you going to sort of look at creative arts or creative writing or liberal arts? Is that the area that you want to pursue? Because I noticed that you've also studied economics.
I have, yes. I've studied economics and political science. Those are my two favorite subjects, and of course I'd like to continue creative writing, though I don't think I'd want to do something like an ELIT major. That's not what I'm thinking of at the moment, but something.
But you've done your homework clearly. You have some idea of where you're headed. You seem to be quite sorted.
I don't
Which is
know
good to
about
see,
that.
actually, a far cry from my generation. But what next? I'm told that you could consider being a journalist. Oh dear.
Yes.
Really?
Why? Is it that bad?
No, but I'm wondering what else do you have in mind?
So, journalism is one thing because I like writing and I like talking about social and political issues. And though, of course, I know there's more to journalism than just writing, but that's one thing.
But that's perhaps one very key aspect to it.
Right, right.
Yes, as long as you don't stop writing on the side, like you said, and carry on with this kind of fiction that you are.
I definitely want to do more fiction.
So,
that's right.
Yeah, which is doing so well for you, winning you awards. But Riya, thanks very much for joining us and sharing your thoughts and experiences with us. So if you believe that, like Riya, you have a story that you want to tell us, if you believe that there's any innovation or idea that you have that ought to be featured on our program, well, remember, you can just write to us. Time now for a quick break. Coming up right after that, economics and why is it so attractive to lakhs of students around the country. That's coming up right after this.